NBA 2k family, I had an important topic I wanted to discuss when it comes to the NBA 2k experience. This is for future games, 2k 26, 27, 28, and it's for the developers. So if you guys know any of them, you want to tag them on social media, send this to them, send them the link and tag them in there. Feel free, man. Hopefully they'll listen and hear it. I've had plenty of devs come to our spaces on Twitter and then also other things like that. So let's see what happens. But the main point of this video, as you saw in the title, competitive integrity. This is something that I think is missing in 2K in some ways. And I think a lot of people don't tend to understand this at its fullest. And it's a problem because too many times even the developers get it wrong. I've seen other games basically crumble by trying to give casuals something that they think that's going to benefit the game, but in reality it hurts the game overall because all of the best players who are hardcore, play every day, will end up losing interest in the product because it is pretty much sad and just a shell of what it should be because it doesn't have competitive integrity. And we'll talk about what integrity I'm talking about and break that down. But the key is I've seen this in many other games that they'll add settings and features and even mechanics into the game to basically give the casuals a chance and give them, oh, we want to get more people. And the idea is that developers are basically trying to get more people on their game. And that's the point of, right, making a game. They want the highest amount of players. The problem with it is that, yes, you'll bring some new people in and some people say, oh, this is kind of easy. I just need to go into the settings and put this on and now I'm capable of doing anything and everything. And yes, while that is true, there's also a lot of false narratives in that. And so I want to kind of talk about how that works, because what happens is in the long run, those features and handicap settings will destroy a game. For example, aim assist is something that's been in games for forever, and it's for controller players. But then PC players feel cheated. There's been a big debate for many years about that type of topic. And I'm not going to dive into that conversation, but the principle is still the same, that these type of features are a problem in some ways, shape, or form when it comes to things. And we're going to talk about 2K specifically because they're the ones that recently in 2025 added multiple features that I disagree with and that I believe don't deserve to be in the game at all. So let's get into some of the conversation here and we're going to dive into it. I just wanted to make my point on competitive integrity, and the way that I feel is that the more of a challenge a game is when you're playing online against others, the better players become. If you give somebody a bazooka, they're going to use a bazooka. They'll never use a handgun. They'll never use a submachine gun. They'll play with the bazooka to kill everybody with, which can be great and all, but it's not creating the competitive integrity that people need when you're playing, for example, online. Offline, I mean, give them superpowers, let them be Superman in the game, that's fine. But online, we should have a balanced game where the best skilled player wins. And that's very important. And so today we're going to talk about why 2K messed up in 2025 and what I believe they need to do to fix that a little bit, that they can get it right and we can build from there. Okay. So first things first that you're looking at is the settings in NBA 2K. And yes, I'm going to be talking about shot timing profiles and then layup profiles as well. Layups is one of the easy ones that are the biggest problem. But in general, these settings are not good. None of them should exist, and it should all be high risk reward. A lot of people might disagree with that, but basically high risk reward, if I go online, it should only be high risk reward, and it should be for all online modes. The moment I step online, I'm playing in a competitive experience. Everybody should be even with me. We should all have the exact same tools in our hand. And for those that are going to go into the comments and say, well, you can switch your settings to real player percentage so you can make every layup if you have a high attribute rating. This is an assist that never exists in video games, okay? Even with games like Call of Duty that have aim assists, they don't automatically make the shots for you. You press one button and it auto kills people. No, it'll guide you a little, but you still have to get your aim in and do your job. Okay, but this right here makes it so that all I have to do is just press a button. I can close my eyes while I'm running to the rim, and I'm gonna get the layup if I have a decent amount, 75, 80 layup. You can even get easier ones than that. But yeah, around there, you're gonna be doing phenomenal stuff with contest on you, which is not a competitive thing, and it's destroying the game when it comes to the competitive scene. You got these guys using this with a 90 plus layup and making outrageous layups contested with 3 people on them, and it's just hurting the online experience. It should always be high risk reward. Reason why, and just to kind of help you understand, if everybody's on high risk reward, if you're not a good player, you're gonna have to practice a lot, and that's better for 2K because then they got more people playing more. If you're a good player, you're gonna play more because you know how good you are, and you're gonna time your shot every single time. Simple as that. Now, the fact that there's 4 different options makes it so that if I don't have to time it too well, but I'm gonna put low risk, or I'm gonna do this, and these all have supposedly benefits for different kind of players. If you're not that good, you put it on low risk. If you're okay but still don't time perfectly, you put it on normal. And there's this whole debate. But in the end of the day, I'm sure if 2K looked this up, almost 95% of the community or more are playing on real player percentage. And the reason for this is because it is the best advantage. Why cripple yourself and put it on high risk unless you're playing in a league that doesn't allow it? The league shouldn't have to make this rule. You should be able to put the rule for yourself as far as 2K, so that they can ban this and make it so that anybody that goes online, feel free, you're stuck with one setting just like everybody else. And 2K did kind of put this type of thing into Proving Grounds, but it needs to be on all the modes. It's a disrespect to the integrity of the game. And the same thing with shooting. I can go online and put any of these on, and it's embarrassing that this is even a thing. So I don't have to time my shot. I could just shoot with low risk and still make a bunch of shots off of that, which is not okay. Okay. And yes, and to be clear, you know, they have the Proving Grounds over here where they have no shot meter and things like that. And it's really useful and great that they did that, but it isn't enough to fix the game and to stop this kind of ridiculousness that should not be in NBA 2K. And I'm not here to talk about like who's a better player or any of this stuff. I'm not shaming people who use these features, because even the best players are using these features. And that's exactly my point. The top players in the world that are winning 100,000 a year are using real player percentage. And that's not okay, because the integrity for the esports scene is gone because they wanted to add this type of feature and they think that it's all right. There was a time where I was on Twitter and I was like, Mike Wayne was discussing this, and I was saying that they should turn off real player percentage, because for me, you know, that needs to go off. They turned it off for shooting, but they did not turn it off for layups. And he basically stated, the community's not ready for turning off real player percentage for layups. And while I could agree, they're never going to be ready, because you're allowing them the handicap that is not helping them encourage them. There are really difficult games out there that are the most popular games ever. Look at From Software games like Dark Souls and Elden Ring. They became the biggest games ever, and they were super difficult. But guess what? People adapted and they enjoyed the game because of that. Now, this is an online game, all right? When we're playing offline, you can make me fly from the three-point line and dunk it. I can do full court dunks if you want. I don't really care what you want to setting you want to put into the game for people that are playing offline. But if I'm in a competitive scene, we should all have the same settings, and it shouldn't be no handicaps, and it should be who is the best. All right, and maybe I'm a little bit extreme because even with the dunks, I know nobody's going to agree with this one, but it should be all skill dunks every time. That's going to make it even more challenging, and you're going to see a skill gap of who can actually dunk. Same way I time my shots is the same way I should time my layups and my dunks. But that's just me, because I believe that that's going to help the game tremendously. People are going to become masters at this. They really want to get good at the game, and the community is going to evolve with their gameplay, in my opinion. So that's how I feel. If not, then we're just going to make it a settings where we put low risk reward for dribbling, low risk reward for defense, and then all of a sudden people are going to have automatic defense, aim assist type of nonsense for defense and for dribbles. Like, no, let's not do that. So don't get any ideas there, by the way, 2K. But that's my point, and that's my issue. And I say this with the love of basketball, the love of playing 2K, the competitive scene for esports, pro-am players, tournaments, leagues, all of that, and just people who play online. And I speak for them, hopefully. For those that don't agree, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Tell me that, no, this game should just be an arcade game. And I'm not saying it doesn't need to be an arcade. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want like breaking crazy ankles, dunking on people all the time, crazy 3-point fadeaways, and all the fun stuff. As you can see in this footage, I love dunking on people. I love shooting threes. I love having fun. So I'm not here to take the fun out of the game. What I'm saying is, we're going to be elite players if we learn how to skill-based dunk. We learn how to dribble good, shoot good. It's not about 2K handicapping us and making it so that we'll never learn, and that's not healthy. So that's all I'm saying. So feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I just had to kind of get this one off my chest. Let me know what y'all thinking. Feel free to share this and get these devs to see it and help them with the gameplay, especially Mike Juan, however you say his last name. Apologies if I don't say it right. But yeah, thank you guys. See you on the next one. Should be popping up. Peace.